You don't see it at first. In the beginning, everything feels clean, almost cinematic, the way she looks at you. The way she laughs just a little longer than necessary. The late-night texts that stretch into early mornings. It feels real. It feels rare. And maybe it is. But somewhere quietly, almost invisibly, there's something else. Something you don't notice until it's already there. Options. You tell yourself not to overthink it because overthinking ruins things, right? So when her phone lights up and she tilts it slightly away, you ignore it. When she casually mentions a friend who seems just a little too interested, you brush it off. When her energy shifts, warm one day, distant the next, you convince yourself it's normal because you want this to work, because you like her, because part of you is already invested. But here's the truth no one says out loud. She's not confused, she's not unsure, she's not figuring things out. She's aware, very aware. And the reason she keeps backup options isn't what you think. It's not always manipulation, it's not always selfishness, it's not even always about you. It's deeper than that. It starts with something simple. Security. Not the kind you can promise with words. Not the kind you try to prove by being consistent, loyal, available. No, this is emotional security. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. If she doesn't feel emotionally secure with you, she will create that security somewhere else. Think about it. A woman who fully trusts the connection doesn't need alternatives. She doesn't need to keep doors half open. She doesn't need just-in-case people orbiting her life. But when something feels uncertain, unstable, unpredictable, she doesn't walk away immediately. She hedges. You see it as disloyalty. She sees it as protection. And protection doesn't always look logical. Sometimes it looks like texting someone she used to talk to. Sometimes it looks like entertaining attention she doesn't fully invest in. Sometimes it looks like keeping people close, not because she wants them, but because she doesn't fully trust what she has. Now here's where most men get it wrong. They assume, if I give her more, she'll choose me. So they try harder, they become more available, more understanding, more patient. They tolerate things they normally wouldn't. They suppress their instincts. They double their effort. And ironically, that's exactly what pushes her to keep those options. Because when you overextend yourself, you remove the risk, and attraction needs risk, not chaos, not toxicity, but uncertainty. The kind that makes someone feel like they could lose you if they don't value you properly. When she senses that you're not going anywhere, no matter what she does, no matter how inconsistent she becomes, no matter how many mixed signals she sends, she relaxes. Not into you, into comfort. And comfort doesn't always breed commitment. Sometimes it breeds complacency, so she keeps options, not because she's planning to leave, but because she knows she can. Let that sink in. This isn't about her being bad. This is about human nature. People protect what they're unsure of losing, and they take for granted what feels guaranteed. Now here's the part no one likes to hear. Sometimes, you trained her to do this, not intentionally, but through patterns, through tolerance, through the subtle signals you sent without realizing it. Every time you ignored something that bothered you, every time you accepted behavior that didn't align with your standards, every time you chose her over your own self-respect, you taught her something. You taught her, this guy won't walk away. And when someone believes that, they stop choosing you actively because they don't have to. So they keep their options, because losing you doesn't feel like a real possibility. Now pause for a second, because this isn't about blaming yourself. It's about understanding the dynamic. Because once you understand it, you can change it. See, a woman doesn't fully commit when she has options. She commits when she loses interest in having them. That's a completely different thing. You can't force that. You can't negotiate it. You can't convince her into it. It happens when something inside her shifts. When she feels something rare enough, strong enough, real enough, that the idea of alternatives becomes irrelevant. But here's the catch. That feeling doesn't come from you trying harder. It comes from you being grounded, stable, self-respecting, unavailable to disrespect. Because when you start setting boundaries, when you stop over-explaining, and when you pull back from over-investing, when you start valuing your time, your attention, your energy, something changes. Not in her words, in her behavior. Suddenly, she notices. Suddenly, she pays attention. Suddenly, the same person who kept options starts focusing, because now there's risk, now there's uncertainty, now there's something to lose, and that's when attraction shifts. But let's be real for a moment. Not every situation turns around. Sometimes she keeps options because she never saw you as the final choice. That's the hardest truth. No matter how much you give, no matter how well you treat her, no matter how patient you are. If you started as an option and stayed as an option, then her behavior isn't confusion, it's clarity. And your job isn't to compete, it's to recognize it. Because competing for someone who isn't fully choosing you is a losing game, every time. So, what do? You stop chasing clarity through her and start creating clarity within yourself. Ask yourself, would I accept this if I truly valued myself? If the answer is no, then you already know what needs to happen. And here's the thing most people don't realize. Walking away isn't about losing her. It's about not losing yourself. Because the moment you start compromising your standards to keep someone who isn't fully invested, you've already lost something far more important. Your self-respect. And once that's gone, no relationship will feel right, even if she stays. So you face the truth. Not the version you wish was real, not the version you hope will change, but the reality in front of you. Is she choosing you, or is she keeping you? There's a difference, a big one. Being chosen feels clear, consistent, intentional. Being kept feels confusing, hot and cold, uncertain. And deep down, you already know which one you're experiencing, so stop ignoring it. Because the truth about why she keeps backup options isn't just about her. It's about the space you allow her to occupy in your life, without requiring her to earn it fully. Change that, and everything else follows. Either she steps up, or she steps out. Both outcomes give you something valuable. Clarity, and clarity is what you should have been chasing all along.